I'm on time today, guys. Woohoo! This is the first Sunday I've been on time, like, ever. But I did it. It was a goal of mine, and I achieved it. Yes. So, we're going to be off to a good start because I'm actually running on time today for the first time in my life. Welcome back, guys. If you've been following me, then you know I'm constantly tardy to my lives. Sometimes just a few minutes, sometimes like 15, 20 minutes. Apparently time does not matter to me. But today, I was right on the dot. So I want everybody to make note of this and give me a gold star and a pat on the back. Yeah. So, welcome back, guys. I want to talk about the collective energy and astrologically what is going on. And then we're going to go through all the zodiac signs, Aries through Pisces. As I told you guys last week, I'm not going to do the 3-hour lives anymore. It's just too exhausting. So I'm just going to get just a few cards, each zodiac sign, try and get through them. I try to dedicate 10 minutes to each sign, but, I can't help what messages come out, but yes. So I've already saged and just getting prepared. You know what's really funny is my dog was laying on the bed behind me right until I went live. It's almost like she knew, like she didn't want to be on camera or something. Now she's sleeping over there. But she was behind me. Maybe she'll come back. Anyways, So, collectively speaking, we are going through a major shift with Mars going retrograde, which is Aries energy. This is going to last 2 months, so longer than usual retrograde. You probably already started feeling it. I think it started to go retrograde on the 9th. It goes all the way till November 13th, guys. So you'll feel it, especially if you're in the zodiac signs of Aries, obviously, because it's ruled by Aries, Scorpio, because the Mars placements. Sagittarius and Taurus is what I believe. No, Gemini is the ones that impact the most. So what do you need to know about that energy? Watch your temper, watch your temper, watch your temper. Don't sign contracts during this time frame, not ever in a retrograde. Don't commit yourself to something that you can't follow through with because retrogrades love to throw a wrench in plans. You might feel a little bit lethargic. You might not feel as motivated as you usually do. But just the best way to handle any energy is, one, don't get concerned about it. We are adaptable human beings. We'll be just fine. Because I know sometimes like the spiritual community gets so alarmed about astrological placements, it creates fear for people, and there's nothing ever to fear. You are made to withstand anything, trust me. And you have 100% success rate so far. Yes? Mm-hmm. Okay. So the most important thing is chill out. Don't be so concerned about it. Just, if you're feeling temperamental, you're feeling moody, stay in. Call off. I don't know. Listen to your intuition. If someone around you is being nasty, this might be a good time to place some distance. Just for a while. Not forever. Just for a while. Protect your energy. Know that you're going to come out of it the other end. Now, when this retrograde ends in November, then it's going to be full steam forward for all of us. And it's going to feel so good because 2020 has been, for lack of a better word, quite a bitch. Excuse my language. 2020 sucked it to us. So November 13th, finally, that energy is going to lift. But it's like right before it lifts, it explodes, so to speak. So buckle up, buttercups, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You can do this. Just know that you are fine. All is working out for you. All is well. Everything is working out for you for your highest good. Okay? So now I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go Aries through Pisces. I hurt my eye today. Can you see it? It's a little red. I don't even know what I did to it. ADD. Who cares? So we're gonna go Aries through Pisces. That was the collective update. Now, personally, myself, I've been feeling really good. Although the energy for August was off the chain, stinky. I mean, that's the best way I could put it. Lots of unexpected things happened to me in August. Lots of switches up in energy. I had to be very mindful, more mindful than I usually am with my energy. I felt a lift in it this past week, but now with the retrograde here, it might go backwards a little bit, but just hang in there with me, guys. We got this. So, but I'm feeling good today. So let's get started. I'm going to go Aries through Pisces. I'm going to do a quick meditation, so just let me close my eyes and be quiet for a moment. I forgot to do it before I went live. Usually I do it before I go live, but so let me clear my energy out for a second. And then we're going to see what's up this week. So, just hold, please. Thank you. Okay, sorry about that. Like I said, I usually do that before before I go live, but I was determined to be on time today. So, I'm inviting messages for the highest good of all that may join us today, and wishing you guys a beautiful week. Thank you so much for the continued support. Hey Shaylee, hey Lubu, welcome to my moderators. Give them a shout out. They are awesome. All of you guys are awesome. The page continues to grow. But my moderators, those 3 moderators have been with me for almost the entire 2 years. And I hit my 2-year anniversary for my YouTube tarot page, October 18th. And all 3 of them have been with me since the start. So give them a shout out because they rock. And let's do this. Okay. Aries. So today I'm going to use the Santa Maretta since fall is here, and I've been feeling this deck. This is my one of my favorite decks, which actually I think one of my moderators got me. And for the person that you may be dealing with energy is, I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot, which one of my moderators also got me. So, and then the Numinous. Let's get started. Aries. Aries, you have conjunction here. So this is all about empowerment. This is joining forces, activating yourself, activating your self-confidence, I should say. I've seen self-empowerment show up in your reading, Aries, for a while now. All right, so some of you are really strengthening that desire to stand in your self-empowerment, which I don't think is unusual for the sign of Aries, because Aries, you naturally have this energy about you that's very strong, just as nature of being born under the first house, right? So this week is going to be all about getting into alignment with yourself. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed in the energy, because as I said, with this retrograde, especially with it being in Mars, it's really going to push you, Aries. So it may overwhelm you if you let it, if you allow it. You know, it may override some of your senses. It may have you feeling insecure where maybe you usually wouldn't feel insecure. And just remember that your insecurities, they lie to you. not the truth of who you are. That's why it feels bad when you think those thoughts, because it's not the truth of who you are. So if you find yourself headed there, Aries, then give yourself that grace, give yourself that gratitude of being who you are in this moment. So then you have the Hierophant here. So this is about your belief systems, and it also talks about blessings. So if you can see, again, the gratitude for who you naturally are, then you will feel blessed. Yes. And when you feel blessed, then blessings naturally come towards you. That's how it works, so get into this state of empowerment and welcome in the intense energy, because it's help guiding you. And the word that I heard was guiding principles. So yeah, I don't know what that means, guiding principles. This could also represent self-empowerment within relationship dynamics, or even a marriage for some of you. So let's see. I have a song in my head. Okay, it's Savage Love. Did somebody break your heart? Jason Derulo, Savage Love. That song was stuck in my head legitimately for a week straight, if not longer, just on repeat, on repeat, on repeat. So there's one thing to be empowered, and there's another thing to be savage. Don't get it confused, all right? Because some of you, you got that savage love, And it's because you know who you are. You know what you deserve. Nothing wrong with that. But, always important to keep that grace, to keep that empathy for yourself and also for others, all right? Because that's the song I got. And if it's not you, Aries, it could be someone that you're dealing with, and they may feel savage to you, but it's actually empowering your belief in yourself, okay? So that's what you're taking away from that if it's someone you're dealing with. So the law of attraction says the thoughts I think determine the relationship I attract. Isn't that what I just said? So not only does the power of your thought determine which people make their way into your life, but it determines how they behave once they get there. So sometimes when we stand in empowerment, it does tend to attract other people that are empowered. But, if you're very intense and you're attracting very intense people and it's not balanced out, then that's where you get the savage love that I'm picking up on, or that overwhelming feeling, okay? So you would just want to be mindful of that. We often attract the relationship partners that we feel we deserve, without even knowing it. And what we feel we deserve is how we feel about ourselves, a reflection of how we feel about ourselves, right? So just pay attention to that. Know your worth. I don't remember what the Aries reading was. It was somebody was really drawn to the connection, Aries, for those of you in relationships or dealing with someone. So let's see. You have the Eight of Wands, and it flew out in the reverse. I'm just doing 2 cards, you, them. The Moon in the reverse. These are upright, right? Yeah. Okay. The truth is coming out, yes. There might be blocked communication here. Blocked emotion. That's what I was saying. Don't block your intuition, Aries. All right, some of you might be blocking off your feelings for someone, or blocking off communication, or they, you. If you are doing that, this person, they definitely took notice. They're in their head. They miss you. They're trying to detach and look to the future, but they're all up in their head. This person is stressing over here. So I feel like, Aries, some of you, if it's not communication, then there might have been movement forward here, kind of seeing something for what it is. And then all of a sudden, things break down for whatever reason, all right? And I feel like someone's taking a really good long look at themselves, whether that's you or they. Because this is how it showed up in the reverse. So this is interesting, Aries. And then this person over here, they're detached, you know, but yet still stuck in their head, trying to look towards where they want to go, trying to make some decisions. But I feel like this person, they have trouble seeing what's right in front of them. You know what I'm saying? So focused on elsewhere. And for some of you, it's a hyper focus on you if you've blocked communication with this person. For others of you, this person is just, they're having a hard time feeling grateful for who they are. So let's break this down a little bit further. This person might be in this energy where they're not feeling empowered. When people feel that they're out of control or disempowered, they often want to control other people as a means to regain that power. But then it's a false sense of control. This person might have issues with that, you know, just in general, or this week, you know, or feeling powerless. So it's like they're going to go one extreme or the other. The other side of that is to just, they might be in this I give up mental state where it's like, I don't even want to look at it anymore. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't see what's good here. I only see what's bad. And Aries, if you're in this state of empowerment and this person is not, that may make them feel even more powerless, but that's not your problem. So you never lower your energy to raise someone else's, because it doesn't work that way. All you do is end up lowering your energy to meet them where they're at, because you can only raise your vibration on your own. Someone cannot raise your vibration for you. That could be why some of you have decided to cut this person out of your life, or temporarily not return text, or not express yourself, not show them what you're actually feeling, you know. Yeah. Your message is pretty straight to the point. You know? I feel like some of you feel very justified in doing that, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't. Protect your energy. Wasn't that what I was just saying? Temporarily. You can't stay closed off forever, and I would never recommend that. But it's okay to close off until you feel more emotionally stable yourself, or in a neutral place where you can handle someone without getting out of alignment with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's okay to place distance temporarily so that you could process your emotion and allow whatever negative feelings you have dissipate to the point where you get neutral about it, where someone they just can't affect you in that way. You know what I'm saying? Meaning like you're not going to emotionally meet them where they're at. When you get to that point, then you can allow this person near you if you would like, because you'll stand in the knowing that you're in control of your emotions, not them. But if you can't do that, then I think that you are being encouraged or doing the right thing by kind of placing some boundaries, okay? So, yeah. You could be dealing with Pisces, Taurus. That's basically what I have. Pisces, Taurus, but I have fire, Aries, Leo, Sag, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and water, Cancer, Scorpio. Y'all. And I guess go check out the song Savage Love. Did somebody break your heart? Mm-hmm. You, me. Oh my gosh, I hope that song doesn't get stuck in my head for another 2 weeks. Gotta fix my seat. Sorry. What? That's a little bit better. Okay. Okay, Taurus. Taurus. So Taurus, you have Scorpio energy here. Some of you could be connecting with Scorpio or have that somewhere in your chart. Others of you, this is just the influencing energy, very transformative energy, very passionate energy, very intense, yes. Also can be mysterious, secretive, manipulative, destructive. It's all in the way that you channel this, Taurus. I actually have seen that Taurus has been on like this enlightening path where you're learning how to, I guess, I don't want to say drown other people out, but protect your space more. I've been seeing that in your readings a lot. And there's someone in your life, Taurus, that really doesn't really care for that. I've been picking that up in your readings over and over again. Some of you, it's an ex. Others of you, it's probably a family member or a friend. But like I told Aries, not your problem. Now, people don't like when I say not your problem because they're like, oh, okay, so just don't care about anyone. I'm not saying don't care about anyone. I'm saying don't care so much about other people's problem or issue with you because it's their issue, not your issue. You're only responsible for the way that you feel and view others. And I got in your reading that someone was really, really seeing you in a very negative light, but you weren't seeing yourself that way. Therefore, you weren't feeling that tension, which is where you always want to place yourself. Because we all have people that can't see the light in us. We all have people that can't see the beauty in us. Not our problem. That's their problem. And usually when someone is looking for fault in someone else, it's because they're hurt by that person. They've been hurt by that person. Or they have a lack of love for themselves, or they're jealous. I mean, it's really just that simple. People are very simple. We want to overcomplicate it. But the most important thing to remember is that you don't have to return that to them, because oftentimes when people don't agree with us, we want to return that karma to them in the form of disagreeing with them. Well, you can't fight fire with fire, and that's not how it works, because then you're just going to keep getting it back, and you're just going to keep getting it back, and you're just going to keep getting it back. So it's hard to do, but when you place that space between you and what people think of you, even those that dislike you, you still need to, or you be encouraged to, or life will go better when you can see that the best aspects of them, and the only reason they're behaving that way is because they forgot the best aspects of themselves. Okay, so that's not something you can help someone find, and some of you have come to that understanding, yes, and are not putting effort towards that. Some of you are still trying to give or open up someone, or open up someone's mind, or open up someone's emotions, because with Scorpio and Queen of Cups nature here, this is very, it's very empathic energy, yes, but it's also very sensitive, almost oversensitive. So careful with that. You could be very overly sensitive during this time frame, or especially if you're dealing with a water sign. Especially if you're dealing with a water sign or you got heavy water placements in your chart, they may be the one that is very sensitive and going into destructive mode. Yeah, so that was an intense message. This says, I came as an extension of source energy. You came as a physical extension of source energy, understanding that you would explore contrast, causing expansion, not only for you, but all that is. That's what I was just saying. Okay, so that's a really fancy way of saying what I just said, which is You know, you came here for a variety of experiences, and some of those experiences your ego may deem as negative, including inviting negative people into your energy, but you're still learning through that process. You're still expanding through that process. So even what you perceive as negative is for your highest good, because a lot of our hardest lessons in life come through what we perceive as negative experiences. So just keep that in mind if you're dealing with someone that you feel is not having the best of intention, or if you feel that way about yourself. Yeah, because sometimes we can get that, it's not always the other person. So let's keep it real. This could be your energy, Taurus, of you know, being hypersensitive towards someone else. So you have the Five of Wands, King of Pentacles. You could be the one fighting fire with fire. You could have got sucked into that, or might get sucked into that this week. Your choice, free will. You know, especially if you're a Taurus man, because I have a lot of masculine energy here. Females, you might be dealing with a man that is doing that, or masculine energy. I hate to say male, female energy, masculine energy. So some of you definitely Scorpio, Pisces energy here, okay? But I also have earth and I also have fire. So your energy, you know, you don't mind fighting for what you believe in, but honestly, it's not worth the fight. That's what I'm telling you. Fighting fire with fire is never going to win, right? Just understand that that even those that oppose are showing you the truth of who you are, okay? Because usually when someone triggers you, those triggers are areas that we still have not self-realized about ourselves, okay? Keep that in mind. Because I feel like there's some deep emotional energy here. And Taurus, you're trying to stay grounded. You're trying to stay practical. I like that you are not really letting this shake you. Some of you, it's like an internal battle, meaning like you could feel absolute rage inside, but still on the surface, at least this week, maintain that. Yeah. So Taurus, what I love about the sign of Taurus is it takes one a lot to push them to the edge. And once you push them to the edge, good luck getting them back. But they're very quiet, so they don't build up to it on the external surface. It's an internal buildup. So you will never know when they're getting ready to pop off, so to speak, because they'll let it come and they'll let it come. This is part of being a fixed sign. And let it come and let it come and let it come, and then like that. You know, so it can be surprising to other people. But so you might have that internal fire. Now, some of you are channeling this in a totally different way. Some of you are channeling this into passion, which is what you need to switch it to if you're getting angry, okay? Because there's a difference between passion and anger, all right? One is destructive and one is transformative. Now, if you're channeling the sensitivity in a passionate way, then you're going to feel more grounded than ever this week, all right? You're going to stand in your knowing of who you are and just keep it going. This person you're dealing with, Taurus, they are going through some big emotional changes, all right? This person may have lost themselves or just be overwhelmed with a lot of changes going on in their own life, needing to listen to their intuition. These changes may feel negative to this person, but I actually see that it's positive in the long run, in the long haul, because it is creating a transformation in the way that they feel about themselves in particular and how they view themselves within the world. But like I said, on a lower vibration, these emotional changes can always go one way or the other. This person is very sensitive. For most of you, the sensitive one, well, actually you both are. You're pretending you're not, but they are. You're going to be mad at me for saying that. I mean, you wouldn't be feeling all this pent up whatever this is if you didn't feel sensitive, yeah? You're just not you don't express it the same way, or at least this week not expressing it the same way as this person, like you're containing it better, more. This person's drowning in it, not to be over dramatic, but they're overwhelmed, you know. So it's just like nobody likes to feel like things are out of their hands or out of their control, or you know, if this person likes routine and that routine is messed up this week, it could overwhelm them. I told you this retrograde this retrograde's got us in a hold right now, okay? So go back to the collective message that I had for everyone, because you will need that, Taurus. Or your person, if it's not you, will need that. And I have heavy Scorpio energy, so that would make sense. But I also have Pisces and Cancer, Aries, Leo, Sag, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Hold on, fix my cards. Now we're going to go to Gemini. Please give me a thumbs up, y'all. Daisy, stop. She can hear my other dog barking. Daisy, come here. Come here. Daisy. Daisy. Stop it. Come here. She's not listening to me. I still have that song in my head. Aries. Took me forever to get that song out of my head. Savage Love. All right, Gemini. Gemini, you have the sextile opportunity here. All right. So this is about collaborations, assistance, opportunities being provided to you or available to you, creating new possibilities, doors opening, insight, communication. You're going to welcome this energy. You're going to like this energy, all right? But you have to be open to it, all right? And I'll tell you what I mean by that in a second. Yeah, and as I say that, you have the Four of Wands and the Five of Wands. 4 or 5. So this talks about, you know, having your limits tested, all right? For some of you, a strong desire to assert freedom, but at the same time feeling some sort of test or conflict. So that's what I was saying. You have doors available to you, meaning new pathways of opportunities available to you. But it's all in how you channel it. And when I say channel, I mean it's all in the way you feel and think about it. If you see this week, if you approach this week in this very testy, touchy, frustrated energy, none of these doors will open, all right? Because when we're feeling frustration, we're cutting ourselves off from source. Because essentially what you're doing is you're letting your thoughts get messy. You're letting your thoughts tell you things that aren't true. And you can't be clear, you can't have clarity when you're in that type of energy. So if you feel yourself getting frustrated or overwhelmed, I want you to stop and pay attention to what it is you're thinking about. 9 times out of 10, when we feel that overwhelmment feeling, it's because we're thinking about the past too much, the future, which hasn't happened yet, too much, or things that we must do or things we can't change in our immediate environment, which is a waste of time and a waste of energy, and all it's doing is putting you out of alignment. So if you find yourself doing that, then it's good to refocus, and say to yourself, what can I do now to make myself feel a little bit better in this moment? What grace can I give myself now? And what can you actually impact now? Because a lot of us, just as nature of being humans, we like to think about a million things, all of which or most of which we don't even have any impact on. We have impact on very very specific things: what I'm going to wear today, how I'm going to feel about myself, my immediate environment, the people in my immediate environment, and everything outside of that, irrelevant. I know the news and Facebook and all of these other people that speak to you guys want to make you feel like you need to pay attention to this. And did you know what's happening over there? What about over there? Oh my God, did you see that happening over there? You have no impact on that. You can't change that. You can't go out there and go to all these different countries and states and change their problems, and you're just exhausting yourself. What do you have control over? You. If you want to make a change yourself, everything will change around you. There's always going to be things and events going on outside of you that have no impact on you unless you allow it by feeding it into your brain, feeding it into your brain, feeding it into your brain. And I don't know why this message is coming out, so I did not mean to go there. For some of you, this is pertinent, or you may have people trying to inundate you with, did you hear this on the news? Did you hear that on the news? And it's like, it's your response to them needs to be, no, I didn't, because I'm only worried about my vibration, myself, and my immediate environment and what I can change. I can love myself. I can bring myself aware to being a more peaceful person. When we have more peaceful people on the planet, it encourages other people to be peaceful towards us. When we inspire others from our own space of clarity, it inspires others to get clarity, not by telling them what to do, not by going to all of those places and inserting self, by just simply emanating it. That's where your true freedom comes from. That's what you're searching for. So for this week, if you've been caught in that trap, some of you haven't. Some of you have already discovered this. You've turned your TV off and you're focused on, things that you can control. Travel, I got for some of you. Travel, and you've asserted your freedom back from all these challenges, all of these testing energies. Some of you haven't gotten there yet. So then my encouragement to you this week is to shut it off. And when someone comes to you and they say, hey, did you hear about this? You say, no, and I don't care. Say no, and I don't care. You can stress out about it all you want. You can make other people's battles your battle all you want. But I choose not. And what does this say? My attention to the unwanted cannot defy the law of attraction. That's what I was just saying. Because if you give attention to it, the simple act that you're giving focus to it, you'll create more stress for yourself. It will permeate into your life. Be very, very conscious of what you give attention to and what vibration you're emitting, right? Because if you're asking for an improved state of mind or an improved situation in your own life, you cannot be concerned with the problems of everyone else's. That's not how you get fixed. Which you don't need to be fixed. You're perfect the way that you are. We all are. But you know what I mean. So, Gemini. I don't even think I need any more cards. That was already longer than everyone else's reading. So, let's see. Yeah, some of you want to go get lost in the woods. The Seven of Wands. I'm going to show you this picture. Yeah, I heard get lost. Get lost. Nature would be good for you. Getting back in tune with the rhythm of nature. Nature does not stress. You don't see trees stressing out. Will my leaves grow back next year? No, trees don't feel that. Trees are positive, vibrational emotion expressing itself in the form of a tree. You know, so take lessons from nature. Yeah? And get lost. That's the message. Get lost. Some of you might be telling someone to get lost. You know, somebody's coming to you and they're all testy. You know, you could be like, get lost. I don't know. Or somebody could be doing that to you if you are the one that's all a ball of anxiety. Keep that in mind. You could, you know, you could be doing this to someone else. Often what we experience is kind of what we're feeling anyways, right? I know, like, if I'm frustrated and, you know, my kids come home, my frustration will show up in them. Even if I try to hide it, even if I try to hide that I'm frustrated, it always tends to permeate into the environment around me. That's how powerful our energy is as vibrational beings. So, person you're dealing with, Six of Pentacles. This person, you know, be careful about giving more than you can take or taking more than you can give. So this person over here, Gemini, they are manifesting some sort of generous exchange, or, you know, this person might be trying to be more generous in their energy. This could be someone you work with. Also, on a lower energetic scale, it could be a very I want to say shisty, and I think I got that in your reading, actually. I want to use a different word. I don't want to say shisty. They could be manipulative. You know? Like, always take, you know, never enough type of energy. And you could be telling this person to get lost, you know, something like that. For others of you, that's one group of you. You could be dealing with two different people. There could be another person here, for some of you, this is a second group of you, that is manifesting some sort of new opportunities towards them. They may want to provide you a new opportunity. And it could be very challenging, so you may feel like you want to back down, or because you feel challenged, you may get too stressed out and then the opportunity doesn't come through. But I feel like it's right here when you're ready. That's what it is. There's something manifesting over here that is ready and ripe to come in, that is very rewarding, is the word I'm hearing. As soon as you go get lost. You know what I mean? I don't mean like go get lost in the woods or something, but maybe that would help you. I don't know. But, you know, take a break. Take a break. Take a break. There's where you're going to find freedom anyways. So, you could be dealing with Libra, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. The FedEx guy's here, so I guarantee my dogs are going to go nuts right now. Just FYI. All right, so, sorry, let me readjust. I'm sweating. I always sweat when I do these lives. I hope I don't have sweat stains. All right, Cancer. Don't forget to give me a like if you're in here, please. Cancer. Daisy. Daisy, come here. She must not like being on camera. I've never seen her do this. She always sleeps on the bed. I'm telling you, the minute I went live, she was like, I'm out of here. Cancer. That was a misfire. What's the deal, Cancer? Libra energy here for some of you. You may have that in your chart, be dealing with one, or that's just the influencing vibes. This is about harmony, cooperation, balance. It's a very considerate energy, but on the flip side of that, it can be a lot of people pleasing. It can be overdoing it. It can be indecisive, judgmental. So you really want to watch that. To me, sometimes this energy can be like kind of ignoring red flags. Just kind of depends on which vibration you're in, all right? So, and then you have the Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Whew! And I felt an immense amount of anxiety. Some of you could be dealing with anxiety or stress, okay? And if you are, then go back to Taurus's reading, because that's what I talked about in Taurus's reading. You know, wanting to be, I feel like Cancer, some of you, you don't mind your isolation. You know, you might want some time out or time away during this time period because of just feeling stressed, you know, feeling overwhelmed in the energy. This could make you feel a bit indecisive. Or you could be dealing with someone like that, of course. It could always be someone else. If you are dealing with someone else, I feel heavy air placements. I'm feeling so much anxiety. I almost all of a sudden like want to stop my live. If you are dealing with someone else, they, like I said, may have heavy air placements. They're really out of balance. Really out of balance. Really, really getting in their own way here. Needing to let something go and not letting it go. And of course, if this isn't someone you're dealing with, and you have air or earth in your chart, this is all you. But it's like I was feeling really good and really excited and happy. And now I feel like a ball of stress in my sacral chakra. No, root chakra. No. In my gut. This says, my life is about my relationships. You will never find yourself in a point of time when the subject of relationships is not an active part of your now experience. For everything you perceive or notice or know is because of your relationship with something else. So this is saying, regardless of what kind of relationships you have in your life, and I feel like this reading in particular is very specific. So this is for those of you who are absolutely dealing with one person in specific. I feel it's the other person for some reason that is the one having these, I wanted to say psychosomatic syndrome. And that, for those of you who don't know, it's like where you overthink, you get so stressed out, you get so anxious that you start to have physical ailments in the form of like your stomach hurting, diarrhea, heart palpitations, things like that. That's how sensitive our body is to our emotions, you know, and that's why, and I've done videos on this before about why, you know, your emotional well-being is just as, if not more important than anything you could physically give or do to your body. You can exercise all you want, you could take all the medication in the world, you could do this, you could do that, but your well-being is determined by your emotional state and how well you're following your path and listening to yourself, for the most part. Not saying that those interventions can't help alleviate, reduce, but emotional well-being is where it starts. So that is most definitely a message if you're connecting with someone with that. But for some of you, this is about the relationship you have with yourself. And this is you I'm speaking to. Because if you're not in harmony with yourself, meaning that you feel, you know, undeserving or accepting less than what you're deserving, or you're telling yourself thoughts that your soul does not agree with, and you're feeling all of the stress. It's letting you know, Cancer, that whatever it is that you're focused upon is not the truth of who you are, and you're feeling those emotions so that as like a guidance system, like a barometer, like a red flag that's showing you that that thought's not the truth. You need to switch the thought. Meaning, like, whatever you're stressing about, irrelevant or nothing you could do about it, think about it a different way. Ten of Cups. Ew. 10 of Pentacles. Holy cow. For some reason, I thought I was going to get the 10 of Swords out. I would not be surprised if I get it out. But I love that there's two tens here. So this is good news. This is telling me that emotionally and foundationally, a lot of you are doing just fine, and you're dealing with someone this week that needed all the advice that I just gave you, but you're going to be in a position where you're going to be able to help guide this person because you heard this message. You know, and if you're ever in a state of calm and you have somebody you love and they're all disastrously a mess, the best gift you could give them is to stay calm. Most people, when someone comes to them with their problems, I guess our initial reaction usually is to pander or sympathize with them. So a lot of us, when somebody comes to us and they're like, and this sucks, and this sucks, and this sucks, you know, we as humans, because we like to be relatable, like to say, oh my gosh, you poor thing, you didn't deserve that. Oh my gosh, yes, that is terrible. That's so terrible. Let me tell you about what's going wrong in my life, you know? That's not helpful. You know, that's not helpful. So instead, you know, if you found this balance, this peace, and someone's all in a tizzy, the best thing you could do is to demonstrate that calmness to them. You know, so when they come to you and they say, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed, this and that, help them reframe their thoughts. I had to do this on the phone with someone I love just 2 days ago. And they were telling me about all these things that are out of their control, and just everything is falling and everything is failing. And I know that's not the truth of what's happening to this person. I know that because I can see the bigger picture here. They're going to be just fine. And so as opposed to getting down in the ditches, I just said, this is all working out for you, okay? So you can't control that. Don't worry about that. You're focused on the problem. Let's think about the solution. We can't change what happened, but we can think about how to fix this moving forward. Why don't you meditate on it, sleep on it, relax. Just pull yourself back from the issue just for a moment. You can't solve a problem when you're in the problem. You got to just chill, just chill, just chill. Just for a moment, so you can be outside of the problem into the solution, because that's where the solution is at. It's not in the tizzy. You can't hear the answers there. You might need to give that guidance to someone. Be that light for someone. Or maybe some of you needed that guidance. And if so, now you have it. And now, because of law of attraction, you may attract someone to you this week that also needs that guidance, and you will have it in your pocket to give to them. Because this person you're dealing with, they feel heavy. They got a lot of love here, you know, but they also got a lot of heaviness on their heart, and it's weighing on their mind. It's putting them in this lack mentality. This is the person I feel is unbalanced. But remember, it can be interchangeable, right? Be fair. If this person is coming to you, I don't feel like this is an ex that you don't talk to anymore. I don't see an ex returning and telling you, I'm so heavy, I'm so this. I see this as like a platonic connection. But, you know, it could be anyone in your life. For some of you, it could be someone that walked away, but you had a lot of love for, they had a lot of love for you. But not all of you. First of all, get out of the mind frame that every time you watch a you versus them, that the them is your ex. Because if you rewatch a lot of my readings and you're being honest with yourself, it will still resonate, but it will have nothing to do with the ex. You'd be like, oh, okay, that was actually about my grandma or my, whatever, my boss, my brother. But people come to readings and they think it's always about us, one person. They get very close-minded. But some of you, yes, it could be an intimate partner. There's love here, but this person is isolating themselves. They're taking on more than they can take. They're getting stressed out. And you're sitting over here in your knowing, Cancer, for most of you. Finding emotional bliss, getting foundationally straight, feeling harmonious. So you may need to give that gift to someone else, okay? Libra energy, Gemini, Aquarius. I have all of it here. I have water, I have earth, and air. Okay, so I guess I don't have fire, but water, earth, and air. That was intense. Usually I don't connect with, well, I connect with all of them, but usually I don't connect with Cancer so intensely. You had to learn what the hard way. Oh, the readings. I thought about giving disclaimers on my readings, but nobody ever listens to the disclaimers. Like when people click on my reading, they immediately click fast forward to get into the reading. Because, YouTube gives you all these analytics that tells you when people fast forward and stuff. Most people fast forward. So I'm like, I never even bother giving disclaimers because nobody listens to them anyways. But if I could give one major disclaimer is, if you're watching a future-based reading, don't tell me it doesn't resonate because the time hasn't passed yet. Come back to it. Now, some of you, it may resonate right away because we're all on different timelines. Some of us are a little bit more advanced. Some of us are a little bit, I don't even say behind, just a little bit slower to get there, so to speak, for whatever reason. So some of you, it resonates as the past. But the other disclaimer I would give is my you versus them readings are not about your ex. It can resonate with an ex, yes. And most of the time, most of you are here for that, and that's fine. But once you get over your ex, I find that some people will stop following me because they think that's all I read. I don't read that, period. It's you insinuating that when you watch the reading. But if you actually go back and watch readings after they've passed, you could usually align it with to who that actually was about. And for me personally, like when I go back and watch my readings, so like I don't have relationship issues going on in my life, in my personal life, but I can tell you every Aquarius reading resonates with me and got nothing to do with an ex. And everything to do with family members and friends that I'm dealing with. So, because I've heard people say that, like, well, I don't watch it anymore because I'm done with that person. Well, it's not always about that person. In fact, it's never about that person, but I don't want to say never, but it's always about you, really, and the relationship with you. I was watching another tarot reader the other day. I like to watch tarot. I like tarot, period. But there's some really great readers. But this tarot reader was saying, now that I'm happy, I never resonate with any readings. And I thought, well, you're probably not keeping an open mind because you could still resonate. But my point is keep an open mind because I hate to break this to you, but as nature by human beings, not all relationships go perfectly all at the same time. It's like this is my own personal experience. It's like I'll have a great relationship going on with my friend and my husband, and then at the same time having a terrible relationship with someone else, or in my family or a coworker, and then that relationship will go good, and then this relationship will get rocky, and then that relationship will go good, and then this really, it's the ebb and flow of life. It's whatever relationship is impacting you the most at the time of the reading that I'm referencing. or the one you're focused on the most, which a lot of people it is their love partner. That was a long spiel. I'm done now. But I hope that helps you guys. Leo. Leo. Leo, some of you have a Cancer moon, all right? Or dealing with a Cancer moon, because that came out right away. Because here's Libra energy, and for some reason that was my first thought. But, and or you have Libra in your chart or dealing with a Libra, or that's just simply the energy that you are in during this time frame. This is harmonious energy. Again, it can be very cooperative, very artistic. I find Libra energy likable. You may be more likable, I don't know, this week or trying to be. But like the caution with that is don't go into like people pleasing. Okay, same caution with the Cancer reading. Don't go into indecisiveness, judgment, flattery. Thinking someone else has something you don't. Okay, I picked that up right away, especially with the Page of Swords here, which is about like jealousy or gossip. Air energy for some of you. Some of you are reading too far in between the lines, or you have someone that is not telling you the full truth, okay? Or maybe you're not. I've picked up this same energy in your mid-September reading, which was a doozy of a reading. It was not making sense to those of you who watched it. So I got the term jealousy, even though I don't have any cards out that speak to jealousy. Let me see why. It says, I can praise abundance wherever I see it. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. If you seek financial well-being for yourself, you must praise it wherever you see it. I got jealousy. Now, I don't know if this is your energy, Leo, or someone else's, and don't you all get self-righteous in that chat and say, I'm never jealous. We all get jealous at times, okay? Let's stop denying the fact that we are humans that have both positive and negative emotions, and both are okay. But if you see someone doing well, their abundance does not take away from yours. Their light does not take away from yours. Their shine does not take away from yours. And praise it when you see it in other people. Vice versa. Some of you are not the jealous one. Some of you, it's probably an air sign. I have a lot of air here, but it can be any zodiac sign. Can maybe looking on you, especially for my Leos who are doing really well, who are in this very likable energy. That's what I felt earlier, like people like you, and there might be someone that wants what you have or wants that confidence and they don't have it, and they look at your abundance as a threat to who they are. It's insecurity at its best. Because essentially what this person is saying is, you have something that I don't have. But that's never the truth, because we all are of the same divine source energy. The only difference is that one person is believing that they're deserving of it and therefore it's manifesting, and one person desires it, believes it, but doesn't believe they're deserving of it, so it's not manifesting. That's the only difference. One believes that they're deserving of it, one doesn't. One experiences it, the other one sees someone experiences it, knows that's what they want, and then feels threatened by it, which is an emotional red flag to this person that's showing them that they need to work on their sense of self-worth. That was very long-winded. And or you, if you are doing this, and you're going to know if you're doing this, right? If you're looking upon someone and you see them doing well, and as opposed to being happy, you want to gossip. You know, gossip is a very low level vibration. When you spend time speaking of others, you take away from yourself. They always say, like, be cautious about people that only ever want to talk about people. That's why, like, you ever notice, like, the celebrities that became celebrities by trashing other celebrities seem so miserable all of the time? Like, I'm not going to give any specific names, but you know what I mean. Like, there's certain celebrities that the only reason they're famous is because they trash and find fault in every other celebrity. And if you really look at those people, they tend to be the most miserable, sad people. And it's because they are putting so much value in judgment. Now, when you judge someone else, you also judge yourself. When you condemn others, you condemn yourself. So they're cutting themselves off from their own self-value by doing that. And that's why you've seen a lot of those same celebrities like go off the grid or quit doing it altogether because it's not satisfying. It might get them money in their bank, but it emotionally bankrupts them. So, because you can't build yourself up by tearing other people down. It's just not how it works. The law of attraction is never going to allow that to work. Source is never going to allow that to work. That's not what you're here to do. You're not here to look at other people's lives and make judgments. You're here, you know, to love yourself and love others. So, again, Leo, that's just kind of a general message, and that could be for you. It's going to hit you right in the heart if you know it's for you. Or you might have a situation come up this week that wants you to pull you into your lower vibration energy and find fault in someone. And if so, I want you to come back to this reading and remember who you really are and why that's not going to work. So then you have the Tower and the Pentacles. Yeah, someone... Leo... So, Leo, your mind may be quite messy, you know? It's like here and there and everywhere, up and down, you know, feeling... Some of you may abruptly cut someone out of your life or leave someone out in the cold, or you have done that. And it didn't actually make you feel better to do that, okay? Some of you did place that judgment on someone, and it didn't really give you clarity. It just kind of messed with your energy, and you're going to see the evidence of that, or you already have. You've already noticed that that didn't actually make me feel better, you know, especially if it was someone you love or care about. And or somebody could be messing with your mind, okay? You know, and if that's the case, it's because they're confused about how they feel because they haven't gotten that clarity yet. Now, the person that you're dealing with is going to get some clarity here when they emotionally figure out, you know, where they want to invest their time and energy into. I think they're having trouble with that. Their emotions are blocking their intuition. It's silly because your emotions are your intuition, that they're not paying attention to it. But they are getting some sort of clarity here. But I get indecisiveness. So, if you want to keep the harmony, long story short, this week, Leo, just remember who you are. Just remember who you are. Praise abundance where you see it. Don't step on your own good fortune. Things might feel a little chaotic this week, but I feel like if you stay in this cooperative, balanced energy, you'll fly right through it, you know, just fine. Same message goes for this person. So you could be dealing with Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Pisces, Cancer, Aries, Gemini. Yeah. right, Virgo. Happy birthday to any of my Virgos celebrating. Happy birthday to you. Holy cow. Ugh. Virgo, 5th house of passion, performance, entertainment, creativity. The 5th house highlights Leo energy for some of you. Could be connecting with that, have that in your chart, be on the cusp, dealing with one. Then you have Ace of Wands and then the Page of Wands in the reverse. So this is saying, you need to find the humor in whatever's going on this week. Easier said than done sometimes, but I feel like you're being pulled into that lighter energy, Virgo. And I felt in the reading that I did for you for mid-September that some of you were kind of cutting yourself off a little bit, by maybe not feeling the best to begin the energy, but I feel the passion is coming back. You might have had a really inspirational start and then it kind of flopped, or an idea and then it flopped, or you didn't follow through with it. All right, because remember, because of the retrograde, we might be feeling like a lack of motivation. And so you might have felt inspired, but then not actually motivated to execute on anything. It's like it's like when you have a really great idea, and have you ever done this? I do this all the time. And you're talking to someone and you're like, oh my God, somebody needs to invent that. Yes, that is the next $1 million idea. And then you do nothing. You do nothing about the idea. You change topics. It was just fun to talk about it, but you never do anything with it, that type of energy. That's kind of what I feel, thinking about something, but then not exerting the effort, talking about something and then not exerting the effort or not having the motivation, so to speak. But this is all fire energy. So I feel like this might fire you up, or light a fire under your tushy to get moving. And I feel like the best way to do that, so say you've been in lethargy, say Virgo, you've been having trouble getting in touch with your inspiration or physical energy is what I'm getting for some of you. The quickest way to raise your vibration, if you're feeling that, is to laugh. Humor literally heals your soul. It brings you to a higher elevation because it brings you closer to joy. The closer to joy you get, the better you feel. You ever met a happy person that feels physically like crap? No. No, because joy is part of your well-being. When you feel joy, you feel good. Feel good. But I've met a lot of sad people that tell me about all of their ailments that feel like crap all the time, because emotionally that's where they're putting themselves, unfortunately. And we all go there. We all go into that. We all feel motivated sometimes and then we don't feel motivated. It's back and forth. That's okay. But I feel like the best way to kickstart this week is find something that makes you laugh. Find the humor in something. Find the inspiration where you think there is no inspiration. And when you do that, new avenues and new ideas will naturally flow to you. So your law of attraction card says, I'll not ask others to be different for me. Let your vibrational relationship escrow percolate and give it to your undivided attention so that you become a vibrational match to it. So, you know what else this talks about? Not only not asking others to be different for you, but not really asking yourself to be different. Because some of you, what the lack of motivation is about is thinking that you need to be different first. Okay, that I will have that happen when I feel better about myself. Well, when are you going to feel better about yourself? When that happens. Well, how's that going to happen when you don't feel good about yourself? It's not. Is that you got to just accept all of yourself. People think self-love is about finding the things that they like about themselves and only focusing there. And then all these negative natural human traits back here, they want to ignore, deny, get insecure about, get very hypersensitive about. Don't point that out. I don't like that about myself. Don't point that out. Look at all this good stuff I am. Self-love is about loving both the good, the bad. So, it's about understanding that you cannot have the good aspects of your personality without having something to bounce it off of. And the bouncing off of is the negative parts that you perceive negative of your personality. So if you know you can be ornery, own it. Say, hey, sometimes I'm really good. And then sometimes I'm really bad. But I don't feel bad about feeling bad. I don't feel bad about that. Because feeling bad about that will take away from my good feeling. Instead, I would just love both. Sometimes I can be ordinary. I don't really care to dwell in that energy, so I bounce back faster. But I don't guilt myself about that trait because that trait makes me who I am. And who I am is perfect and divine. All right? So that's the self-love journey that you're truly on, Virgo. Is not trying to alter yourself to be all of the positive and none of the negative. It's being acceptant of all and balanced with all, because you don't want to overexpress the negative and or overexpress the positive. You want to have a good balance there. Dana's eye contacts. I don't wear contacts. ADD. So he said Dana's, my eye contact? I don't have contacts in. Woo. All right, so yes, Virgo, why are you getting so down on yourself? I want to honey. I want to be like that little kid that went viral. Listen, Linda. Linda, listen. Virgo, listen. It's just not that serious. There's inspiration here. I know sometimes life feels very serious, but just like with self-love, you have to understand that in life, there's good and bad and good and bad, and all part of the ebb and flow. So, find the humor in things this upcoming week, because some of you are a little bit emotionally detached and you're in that space. And if it's not you, you could be dealing with someone like that. Keep that in mind. For a lot of you, though, the person you're dealing with, they are trying to find the humor in things. They're trying to be more playful in the energy because they're trying to push this energy forward as best as they can. And that's available to you as well. Right? So the person you're connecting with, they're trying to make some small steps forward by getting out of this very serious vibe and just being like, okay, it is what it is. So I guess this is what we're doing now, or this is what I'm doing now, And you might be stuck on something you can't change, something from the past, something you don't like about yourself. So if that's the case, go back and listen to this reading. Yeah. All right, so could be dealing with Aries, Leo, Sag, Virgo, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. So I said. It feels like walking on eggshells. Great sound effects. What was I doing? Let's do it. Sometimes my mouth, sometimes I do random ticks. I don't even notice it. And sometimes I'll watch a reading back and I'll be like, what was that about, you know? I don't even honestly know what I did, but I don't doubt that there aren't some random stuff going on my face. Or I said who? Oh. Yeah. All right. Whatever. I'm kind of a nerd. Okay with that. See, Virgo, even your negative traits. Hmm? Libra. I'm gonna show you my dog at the end. She didn't want to be on camera. I'm so disappointed. Daisy. Daisy. She's ignoring me. Libra. Libra, you have the 10th house of reputation. So this is about career, responsibilities, achievements, competencies, authority figures, your purpose, your pinnacle, your empire. Yes, the 10th house represents Capricorn. Some of you may be dealing with one. Have that in your chart. To me, it's always like a getting down to business type of energy. Yeah. But some of you have some emotional confusion going on as it pertains to who you want to be known for. This is a really, really interesting. I can already tell you this is going to be very specific. The reason why I don't like the word reputation is because it places too much value on how other people perceive you versus how you perceive yourself. And when we get too overly concerned with reputation, we lose sight of ourself and our purpose and why we're here. So as long as you are coming from a space of emotional security and who you are, how other people perceive that is not your problem, and also you have no control over it. Because some of you are getting confused, like, okay, about your purpose. If you get any slight feeling that you're not being accepted as you are, but we give each other too much ownership of how we feel when we do that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to love you the way that you love you. I hate to break it to you. And if you rely on other people's perception to give you the confidence you lack, you'll be let down every single time. Because nobody's going to see you the way Source sees you. Nobody's going to give you that love like yourself, right? So this is saying intend to see the best in everyone, including yourself. And a belief is only a thought you keep thinking. This says you can never consistently motivate anybody to anything, but when you see the best of them and you go over to where your version of the best of them is, and you align with that and offer one signal, now you're a part of the inspiration you see. So this is saying, whatever this is, Libra, that you have here about your achievements, who you are, how you want to be treated, that starts with how you treat yourself, right? And what you believe about yourself. And a belief is only a thought you keep thinking. So, stand secure in that, because some of you have some, like I said, emotional confusion going on this upcoming week, or having a hard time seeing your purpose. Now, some of you have gotten out of your own way because I have a lot of people that follow me that are very, very spiritually aware, and most of you actually that actually subscribe to me. Um, so some of you have already seen, the silliness and caring about reputation, but then it's like still kind of being emotionally confused about where you're headed next. But I feel that confusion will lift when you start paying attention to what you actually enjoy doing. Well, how does that make you feel? Some of you have a lot of options here, but you're still needing to feel it out. So let's see. I was dealing with a Libra not too long ago, and I have a Libra moon. Let me preface that. Yeah, I have a lot of Libra in my chart. So I am not saying this holding judgment towards the person I was dealing with, but it's like everything that came out of this person's mouth was negative towards themselves. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, ignore, ignore, ignore. Oh, didn't mean that. Like literally, that was the Libra energy just exuding itself and then getting hypersensitive, about anything that I said. So then I would try to calm this person or be like, oh, okay, I don't think they meant it that way, or maybe you're not seeing it right. And then that made that person spiral even more because then they're like, oh, I'm not seeing it right. Well, I guess it's all me. I guess it's all me, 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 me. And there's like no talking to this person. And so, at that point, you go to the only go-to you have, which is change the subject. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, you're right. Yep. Okay. At that point, you stop trying to give advice and you just say, all right, that's how you feel. Yeah. Because there would have been no point in continuing, because they were just determined to misunderstand me, because they were misunderstanding themselves and then getting very sensitive and then getting insecure. So be careful with that energy if that is you, or some of you may be dealing with someone like that this week, because the person that you're dealing with, it did show up as the Eight of Swords, so they might be doubting themselves. Like you might be talking to someone this week, Libra, where you kind of have to just swallow your usual advice, right? And just be like, oh, okay. Because some of you, you're talking to a wall. You're talking to a wall. Like if you're trying to give someone solid, objective, logical advice, and this person's stuck in, I'm not good enough, it's not going to work out, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. You might just want to save your breath and let this person figure it out. And they are figuring it out. They are figuring it out, because then they go into the Nine of Pentacles, which is getting some sort of assertion or answer here. And they've got to do it by themselves. So if you intertwine or let this person suck you into that energy, then you're going to get confused yourself. And then you're going to start questioning yourself like, okay. And just see this person as a human that's having a bad moment in time, that's kind of getting in their own way, but they will figure it out on their own. Because I think that, so I told my story, and I know that when I'm feeling insecure, that's how I behave, But I feel like for you, it's like you're having to swallow something that you really want to say, but you're doing it because you know that this person can't hear you anyways, at least not this week. So it's like, I have the answer, but I'm not going to force it on you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the approach that I had to take, Libra, with the person I was dealing with, was like, I can help you, but if you aren't open to hearing it, then I'm not going to waste my breath. And, so that's the point in time where I decided to just be neutral and agreeable for the rest of the conversation. Mm-hmm. 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 That's what you have to do. If someone's in a tizzy, you just say, uh-huh. And they don't want to hear you. They can't hear you. uh, Anyways, you could be dealing with Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. And then I have another Libra, possibly Sagittarius, Leo. So, man, this Mars energy's really got some people in a tizzy. All right. So this should be an interesting few months. Don't worry. You're going to sail through it. All of you are going to sail through this. No problem. But see, now I kind of let out one of my own secrets. Dang it. So now you guys know if you're talking to me and I feel you're in a tizzy, my response, if I start going quiet, then you know what I'm thinking. But most of the time, or you know what, but that's true about anything, because I have definitely went to someone in a tizzy and been like, oh my God, the sky is falling. And they've been like, okay, Dana, all right, call me when you're done. So I get it. Scorpio. Scorpio, you have Venus being highlighted, which is all about love, relationships, beauty, harmony, romance, charm, sensuality, magnetism, pleasure, adoration, attraction, indulgence, taste. Now I have that rap song in my head. Is it a rap song? Taste, taste, taste. Is that Justin Bieber? I don't know. Scorpio would not appreciate me talking about Justin Bieber. Thank you for the $10, Daniel. Appreciate your super chat. Most Scorpios wouldn't. That would not be most Scorpios' genre of music right there, but some of you maybe. That's what song I heard in my head. Taste. Taste, taste. Anyways, so this actually showed up for you, I think, last week or maybe the week prior, the Venus energy. So love is going to be important over this retrograde, over these next 2 months. And Scorpio in particular, because of Mars and how you relate to Mars astrologically, this could feel very intense to you in your love life. It's definitely going to force you to look at your current relationships and see if that's where you're genuinely happy, and to address that emotion head on. Okay. And that's going to be over September, October, into your birth month, into November. So it's going to be a journey. Let's say that. It's going to be a journey in figuring out what you want and what you don't want as it pertains to romance, sex, passion, love, right? Then you have the Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Wands. So this is wanting to have control, but then stressing out, because you never really have control, and then just deciding to go on the journey anyways. So some of you are temporarily holding yourself back from either doing something or saying something, but it's just temporary because I feel like this retrograde is going to put you into override to where you're just going to be like, screw it, I'm just going to do it, see how it feels. Say it, see how it feels. Like it can't make me feel any less stress, you know what I'm saying? Like it can't make me feel worse, it just will give me clarity. That type of energy, because a lot of times we hold ourselves back from really wonderful things or new opportunities for fear of losing what we currently have. A lot of times what we currently have is old news or not even making us happy, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do you want? What you know or what you could have? What you have control over or the journey? You want to live life in this very practical way, or you want to have some experiences to talk about when you pass over? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you want to arrive at the end? You want to arrive at the end in a nice, neat box, or you want to arrive at the end experiencing things, doing things, saying things, and seeing how it feels? Because it's through experience that we realize who we are and we go into actualization of self. So a lot of you are going to go through that journey, and it's going to be pertaining and particularly to love over the next few months, all the way into, like I said, November, where the energy will lighten up and things are going to change a lot in November and December as it pertains to how you feel about love, your love relationships, you know, things you used to stress about, you're not going to be stressing about anymore, and kind of just loosening up a little bit, being a little bit more open to new possibilities. Um, yeah, that journey, it's all about that journey, right? So let's see. This says, our varied behavior adds to the planet's well-being. That's what I just said. Variety, variety, variety. Experience, experience, experience. You know, some of you have been in a routine or you've had your mind very closed as to what was possible for you. But I feel like these next 2 months is going to really, really waken you up to the joy of having variety and new ideas and new thoughts as to where, you know, you could go, different aspects of yourself that you want to express, different experiences that you want to have, you know. This says, when you remember that nothing can come into your experience without your vibrational invitation of it, and when you remember that the varied behavior of others adds to the balance and the well-being of the entire planet, even if they offer a behavior that you do not approve of. So, this is like just understanding that variety is important. Not everyone has to think the way you think, be the way you are. Vice versa, you don't always have to be that same person either. You get to choose who you are every day you wake up. So, what new variety would you like in your life? That's the question I think you're asking yourself during this time frame. And you have Strength, Four of Cups, and the Six of Cups. So let me tell you one thing. You can't go on that journey wanting to hold on to the past, Scorpio. And so some of you, you still have some remorse, regrets, or something you're holding on to from the past that you've tried to like stronghold out of your existence, but it's still there, and it's still there, and it's still there, you know? So it's like, just freaking say it, get it over with, or do it, or whatever this is you need to do to release this old energy. And or just allow yourself to refocus. That was then, this is now. What do you want next? Go on that journey. Have a different experience. Have a different outcome. Have a different behavior, you know, because I feel like some of you are strongly holding on to something that you don't have control over, and or it's from the past. Past memories got you down, or dwelling on something here. And here's this person in the Ten of Cups, the Hermit, Judgment, Five of Cups. So, um, whoever it is you're connecting with, Scorpio, they're finding emotional fulfillment in reflecting on things that they need to let go of, that they have yet to let go of as well. So actually, this person, the same exact advice I gave to you, that same exact advice is for this person, because I see both are kind of in that energy of like focused on things that you can't change, and wanting to maintain control, you know what I'm saying? So, but that control is making you miserable. So it's like, why not just go on the journey and see what happens, or like, why not just change the way you're approaching this and see what happens? And that advice goes for both sides because both are kind of going back to old ways or back to something from the past here and just needing to get out in front of that. One of the best ways to give yourself forward momentum is to find pleasure like right here and right now if you can. You know what I'm saying? So if you're wanting emotionally for those pathways to open up for you, the quickest way to get there is to find pleasure in something right now, right now, right now, right now. Whether that's from like feeling the fabric of your clothes, they call this tactile stimulation, or tasting something, but actually like closing your mouth and allowing yourself to taste it. How often do we do that in this rushed world? Like just enjoyment of something that gives you pleasure, right? Or it could be a hobby, something that allows your mind to relax. That's the quickest way to manifest what you want. Meaning, like when you get in that pleasure energy, and not to be taboo, but sex is a great way to get there. That's why when people meditate, the very first thing their mind goes to, or like when they're bored in class, this is a scientific study. I'm not just making this up, guys. When people's brain gets bored, the majority of people initially think of sex. Why? Because sex is the quickest route to pleasure. It's the easiest route to pleasure. Most people find pleasure in it. So it almost soothes the brain to think about it that way. Now, society has tried to brainwash us into thinking that sex is something that's bad and you should cover up and nobody has nipples and, But that's just humans being silly. That's just society thinking it needs to place rules around what we do with our bodies. Sex is spiritual. Sex is tantric. In Scorpio, you can appreciate this more than any other zodiac sign, right? Sex can literally open you up spiritually to channel. If you respect it, you honor it, right? And respect your body, of course. But the reason why I say this is when you put your body and your mind and you don't actually have to have sex, but and it doesn't even have to be about sex. I'm just giving you examples. If you place your mind into pleasure, 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 you start attracting more pleasurable things into your experience. But you can't get there by focusing on things you hate, things you don't like, things you think suck, things that you hate about yourself, depression, sadness, anxiety. You can't get to pleasure from here. Right? So that would be my advice. Zodiac signs you might be dealing with: Leo, Libra, Virgo, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Taurus. Sweating. One day I'm going to do a video. I've been kind of slowly introducing you guys to what I know is true for me from a spiritual perspective based on the guidance I've been given. And the reason I'm not being pushy with it, meaning I'm not doing video after video after video about my belief structures, is because um, I only talk about it when I feel called to talk about it. But one of the videos that I do plan to make when I feel people are in a state of allowing, meaning that you all energetically want to hear it, is the societal laws that we've placed on ourselves and how out of alignment that is with the truth of who we really are. You know, like I would say the majority of the laws we give ourselves are absolute poppycock. And think of how many people are absolutely miserable thinking that they're a bad person if they break these laws. And I'm talking about the judgments we give each other, you know, and how unnecessary that is, how unnecessary all of that is from a spiritual perspective, you know. So I'm going to do a video on that, I think, soon. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. I don't know why I always sing Sagittarius. I love Sagittarius. I just said I don't know why. That's my subconscious talking. I said I don't know why I always sing Sagittarius. I love Sagittarius. Well, obviously I sing it because I love Sagittarius. Whoops. I love Sagittarius because my best friend in life forever and ever and ever and ever, my soulmate for life, and my sister is a Sagittarius. And because I love her, I just automatically love all Sagittariuses. But I also have Venus placements in Sagittarius, so I have a lot of Sagittarius. I have, I think, 2 placements of Sagittarius in my own chart. Oh my gosh, some of you are dealing with Scorpio, okay? Or who else got this? Virgo. The 5th house of passion. Leo energy for some of you as well. The 5th house sits in Leo. So this is about performance, entertainment, creativity, love affairs, play, humor. Finding the humor in life. You know, definitely if you have Virgo in your chart or dealing with one, check out that reading that will pertain to you. Or Scorpio. Then you have 9 of Pentacles, which talks about comfort, you know. So I feel like Sagittarius, a lot of you during this retrograde over the next 2 months are going to be pushed out of your comfort zone a little bit more than you may feel comfortable with, okay? But I feel like this is pushing you more. This is pushing you to expand in the area of passion and being more playful with life and less serious. Because Sagittarian energy, for the majority of this year, has been a little bit all over the place, but more so, at least in the last few weeks, serious and anxious and stressed. And you can't get what you want in those energies, as hard as that is to hear, but you have to find some sort of way to soothe that energy. And it could be by doing exactly what I just talked to Scorpio about, which is finding pleasure. You know, finding the humor in things, just knowing that it all works out. It always works out. It never not works out. There's not one day that has passed your entire life that you didn't overcome it. Not one. Not one moment in time that has happened that you haven't somehow figured out or overcame, right? Because you keep waking up and you keep here and you keep being here. And you're an eternal, infinite human, not human, an eternal, infinite, vibrational being. So in the big picture, there really is no mistakes. There's only experience. And you always come out on top. But sometimes if you feel like that's not the case, it's easy to get sucked into wanting to go back to something, wanting to go back to what you're comfortable with. But this is saying, no, go into humor, Find a way to play with this energy. There's passion to be derived out of this situation. Remember that. And this says, causing pain for others would attract pain to me. This says, the flawed premise, my group's way of life is the only correct way. Therefore, all other ways must be stopped, is the basis of majority of unhappiness on your planet. So I feel like this is more of a reminder to you, Sagittarius, that there's lots of different ways to live a happy life. There's lots of different ways to live a happy life. Sometimes we get it in our mind that it has to be like this, a certain way, like by this age I must do this, and by this age I must do this, and I must have all these things because everyone I see around me, that's what they do, and that seems to work for them, and so that must be what works for me. When in all reality, we're all living very unique and individual experiences and adventures, all uniquely designed from our inner being. And there is no one way or right way, period. And when you get out of that more free-form thinking, which is where you naturally reside, Sagittarius, you naturally reside in this adventure, travel, seeker energy. So if you try to be anything other than that, you're going to feel out of whack because you're here to explore. You're here to explore what's out there, what's different, what's new. I almost said a really bad word, which I love to cuss. I try not to do it on YouTube because there's rules, and some of you don't like it. Some of you hear it and it offends your ears, even though I don't think it's unnatural to cuss. To me, to go back to societal laws that are absolute poppycock, cussing, being bad, who decided that? Who decided when I make this sound out of my mouth that means I'm bad? A human. That's who. There's nothing fucking wrong with it. Okay, so those type, you know what, Sagittarius, I'm all over the place with your reading. Maybe you're all over the place, but just be who you are. Be who you are. Unbridled. You know, get out of your comfort zone. Some of you don't want to because you know what you know and you like what you know. But this is saying, too bad, so sad. The retrograde is here. Time to move forward. You know, being upset with yourself is not going to help. Being upset with others is not going to help. You know, getting in your own head is not going to help. Being mad at yourself is not going to help. You can do it, but it's just not going to help, you know. Three of Wands, Three of Pentacles. So, thank goodness. This is movement forward, Sagittarius. This is planting new seeds. The Three of Pentacles talks about new seeds of intention being planted. That will come to fruition later. So some of you are planting some new seeds of intention, thought right now, and you're going to see come to fruition 3, 7, or 9 months. It depends on how fast you get out of your own way, but those are the numbers that I have. 3, 7, or 9 months. Or those numbers could be significant to you. But I feel like, you know what? You're working on yourself. You're watering your own plant. You're trying your best to stay focused and grounded this week. And the energy is moving forward. And it's kind of when you loosen up a little bit, when you see the possibilities as opposed to the problem. You know what I'm saying? When you kind of stop getting in your head. Now, this person over here, Six of Swords, Two of Cups, they're emotionally moving forward. You know, this could be a very strong connection over here. Two of Cups to me talks about soulmates, but you have lots of soulmates. I feel like this person is kind of stuck in their emotion, you know, seeing the negative at the time, at this moment. not really seeing the playful energy, okay? So it's hard to feel playful when you're connecting with someone that's not playful. But again, you don't join them in their energy. You raise yours, and they can either meet you there or not your problem. But I feel like this person may be a little bit emotionally distant. They're kind of focused on or being led astray by some negative emotion over here as it pertains to the connection, as it pertains to their connection with you. Feeling led astray for whatever reason. Or they may have led you astray, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, can you control that person's emotion? No. Can you control yourself? Yes. So continue to water yourself, Sagittarius. Continue to care about how you feel and see the broader perspective that it's about the experiences. All right? We're not here to live in our comfort zone. Although it's nice sometimes to have a break, yeah. But you can't stay there forever. So could be dealing with Aries, Leo, Sag, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Pisces. And like I said, I got this in Virgo's reading, Leo's, and Scorpio's reading. Man, somebody's cooking something and it smells so good. It's lunchtime. Oh, I'm doing pretty good on time, okay? Not the best. I wanted an hour and a half. We're at 2 hours, but still not 3 hours, so that's good. Capricorn. I have Savage Love in my head again, so I don't know if that was for Sagittarius or Capricorn. But I had it in Aries reading, and now it's playing even louder in my mind, so that could be for Sag or Capricorn. So you have double Pisces energy here. Capricorn, I've been picking up a lot of Pisces energy with you. Some of you could have that in your chart or be dealing with one or just under the influence of that energy. This is very imaginative, compassionate, healing, empathetic, ethereal type of energy. It can also be on the other side of that, ethereal, illogical, impractical, emotional, hyper-emotional, wanting to escape things as to confront things. So this is a highly, highly, highly emotional period for Capricorn, and that may be what's coming out during the retrograde for some of you. Getting in touch with your emotions, yes, but also your spiritual self, the ethereal, your imagination, consoling is what I heard, consolidating for some of you. And this says, there are many right ways for us to behave. It is possible to live upon this planet with large numbers of other beings who believe and behave in a variety of ways in peace. So this is kind of similar to what I was saying to Sagittarius, and some of you might be on the cusp or have that in your chart, but what I was saying in Sagittarius's reading is that there's lots of different ways to live life, and none of them right and none of them wrong. Just is, just what is. We need to get out of the outdated idea of right, wrong, black, white, good, bad. You know how many energetic, emotional vibrations are in between those two extremes? So many. You know, so some of you are getting a higher spiritual awareness that some of the things you thought were wrong, like behaviors, I mean, that maybe you have suppressed in yourself because you're like, ooh, people don't like it when I'm like that. Society looks down upon that, so I'm just gonna shove it down there and be normal like everyone else. Well, you guys know what I think. I You guys know what I say about normal. Yes, I do that. No such thing. And also, normal is probably the boringest thing you could reach for ever. Like, seriously. Capricorn, be your authentic, unique self. There's only one of you on this planet. That's not a coincidence. There's only one of you because you're here to offer the world your unique vibration that only you can provide. We're not here to fit in with other people. Because if you really drill down into the personality of everyone walking this earth, we're all wacko. We're all weird. Some people, they're just better at putting that mask on. They're better at understanding the societal expectations and abiding by them. But if you really go into people's homes and you start digging around in their lives and start really drilling it down spiritually and emotionally, we're all unique. We're all different. We all have things that are good. We all have things that are bad. None of us have it all together because we're not here to have it all together. We're here to have a plethora of experiences. We're here to come into contact with people who are like us and people who are not like us because it helps us to figure out what we like in self, what we don't like. It's a self-discovery exploration that you're on right now. So, when you understand that, Capricorn, everything else is irrelevant, is it not? Because then you won't worry if your neighbor is looking at you in judgment. Instead, you will laugh at that. You will say, how funny of you to think that you are any less odd than I, you know. You won't care what people say when they see you because it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. So don't be afraid of the odd, unusual, weird, eccentric parts of yourself because that's the unique gift that you're bringing to this planet. And the reason why I'm talking about this, Capricorn, is because that's a major either revelation or realization that you're going to have during the retrograde over the next 2 months. Really, really not just understanding that, not just believing that, but feeling that. Feeling that, you know? And it allows you to be more compassionate towards other people when you realize that we're all a little odd. You know? And that's okay. That's good. That's great. So, if you haven't come to that understanding yet, Capricorn, you will, don't worry. But if you haven't, you might go into this self-pitying, illogical, confused, you know, type of energy where you feel like you need to escape something. And that'll be your red flag. So if you start feeling that confusion, that self-pity, then that's your emotional red flag that you're not thinking about this correctly. You are not seeing yourself as how Source sees you, and Source sees you as perfection. This is really interesting, and I'm going to go into this in a minute. But this says, why do I want the relationship I want? It says, think about what you want in a relationship and why you want it. Look for those around you who are experiencing good relationships and feel appreciation for them. So why do you want, think about what you want in a relationship and why you want it. And I think this actually came out for you. I think this came out for you last week or maybe the week before. Could be mistaken. So that's also something you're contemplating, right? So if I'm unique and I'm deserving exactly the way I am, I was here to be me, to shine the light of me, then, okay, what do I want in that relationship with myself? Because whatever you feel about yourself is what you're going to allow in a relationship partner. So it's all connected. Some of you might be connecting with the water sign, like I said. I have a song in my head. Shining happy people all around. Is that the B-52s? Shiny happy people all around. You know what? Imagine if we all gave ourselves the permission to just be ourselves. You know, screw societal norms. What happens if we all were just honored who we truly are? Then maybe we would have shiny, happy people all around. Because when people aren't feeling happy is when they think they need to do or behave in a way that is not natural to them. Yeah? So, you're a Nine of Pentacles energy. This is self-discovery. That's what I've already said. So that's just providing me more clarification. Now, someone that you're connecting to, oh, okay, they are the shiny, happy people, but not really, no. So whoever you're connecting to, they might be one of those people that knows how to fit into society, that knows how to put on that happy face, but they actually feel quite alone, you know? It's like when they're alone, they feel so alone. This person that you're connecting to, they might put too much onus on achievements, notoriety, reputation. All the while, it's not filling their cup because you don't get your cup filled from other people, you get it from yourself. Or this could be a bleed of your energy. This could all be you, nothing to do with someone else, but you'll know if it's you or someone else, okay? But it's like time to stand in your knowing, Capricorn. Even the people that you think have it all together, they still feel alone sometimes. They still feel misunderstood sometimes. We need to stop assuming we know people by the way that they look or behave. Yeah? So, could be dealing with Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sag, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Shiny, happy people all around. I can't wait till we get to a point as a collective where we all give ourselves permission to do, be, and say what we want. I'm not sure if it's going to be in this lifetime, but we're waking up to it. I'm really happy to be a part of the awakening. And spiritually speaking, well, I should say, according to one of my favorite spiritual teachers, which is, you guys know, Abraham Hicks. I use her cards and everything. 5%, 3 to 5% is awake, meaning awake where they understand that they are consciously creating reality based on what they think and what they feel. 3 to 5% of how many billions of people. That's not enough. But during the course of these next 10 years, starting with 2020, and you see how we're going so far, that number is going to increase infinitely, bringing people more aware to the fact that they need to pay closer attention to loving themselves so we can love each other. The awakening. And I'm really looking forward to coming back in my next life to experience the fruition of that. So I think it's going to be really cool. You know? We got a long way to go. I bet I got like 40, 50 lifetimes before I see that. We're not quite there, not even close, but we're starting. That's cool. Now, for those of you who are part of the 3 to 5%, you have the power of millions in your ability to manifest. One awake person has the power of thousands of those who sleep because of the awareness of conscious manifestation. And so a lot of people look at this 3-5% as right now, currently, because you stick out in society, people will label you crazy. They'll wonder, they're just happy because they're lucky, or they'll give everyone else credit for your successes because they won't understand how in the hell you did it. They'll call you a witch. They'll call you, I've been called all kinds of things, but it's always by someone who's totally asleep to who they are. They'll think like, oh, you're just guessing. You don't know what I'm thinking. You can't read my energy. Well, when you're awake, you can read anyone's energy. And if they were awake, they could read mine. Easy. It's not hard. It's just knowing how it all works. It's just becoming aware of how it all works. But people who don't understand it, they're never going to believe you. They just have to find it on their own. They have to want it. They have to go through their own experience, and they will get there. But those of you who follow me, who are aware, that are in the 3 to 5%, you're what they term light workers in spiritual text, spiritual writings, religious writings. And that not because everyone walking the earth is a light worker, but they haven't turned on their light yet. That's the only difference. So don't be upset if people think you're crazy. Don't get upset over that. And don't try to explain yourself either. Just let them think what they want. Yep. And don't let them make you feel less than either. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm accidentally reading Aquarius without the... So, I don't know where you want to timestamp that, Carmen, but obviously that was the message for Aquarius. So, Aquarius. Yes, the message I was just talking about was becoming aware of who you really are, and the fact that your thoughts and emotions are always speaking to you, and that, how people perceive you and what they think that means for them, that's their onus, that's not yours, So yes, everything I just said, that's part of the beginning of the reading for Aquarius. So here's the 9th house of seeking. That's exactly what I was talking about. Also Sagittarian energy for some of you. Seeking that higher knowledge, going outside the norm. This talks about faith, beliefs, spiritual quest, aspirations, risk-taking. Don't be holding yourself back, Aquarius, because what your message is about or what your energy is about is out of the norm or out of alignment with the people around you, right? Just know that they have the right to believe, feel, whatever, how they want. Respect that, honor that, and at the same time, honor yourself by not needing to explain yourself to those who choose to misunderstand. You know what I'm saying? This is the quest that Aquarius is on during the age of Aquarius, which we're in now, is not just embracing your weirdness, but exuding it, and seeking opportunities that are outside of the box. Then you have the 10 of Cups here. So when you break out of that box, Aquarius, and you seek to honor yourself as opposed to honor other people, you'll find that emotional fulfillment in a way you've never felt it before, because you're following your guidance, not anyone else's. You're following your inner self, not anyone else's. Doesn't matter what they think or what they say, this is following where your beliefs sit, where your faith sits. And when you do that in life in general, it cannot not bring the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is emotional fulfillment. The 10 of Cups is having that feeling that you're fine. we take that for granted, but that feeling of peace, that feeling of calm, that feeling of clarity, that is where the Ten of Cups comes in, all right? So some of you are still in the process, though, of seeking that. So you're not quite all the way there yet. Some of you are still kind of playing with, I was playing with yourself, but that sounds bad. But you know what I mean? Playing with the idea of yourself, you know, figuring out how you want to express yourself and what experiences do you want to go on, and you know, what makes you happy, like testing things out. Does it make me happy when I do that or no? It doesn't make me happy when I do that or no? You know, like that. And then this says the universal law of attraction is managing my expansion. The law of attraction is the universal manager of all vibrations, which expands to everything that exists through the universe. So again, seek and you shall find. Ask and it is given. And I did a video on this past week about the truth of who you are. It's posted on my YouTube. You know, ask and it is given. The only thing that can stand in the way of it being given, though, is your belief of either being deserving of it or undeserving of it. That's the only two things that either hinder it or call it in. Because we always desire. We're here to desire. We're here to reach for more. We're here to expand who we are, to broaden our awareness. But when we get into self-doubt of how worthy we are, we stop or slow down the manifestation almost immediately. So think about the power of someone who believes in themselves. You know, have you ever read those inspirational stories where like someone was like totally the underdog, and really the only thing that they had that the other person didn't have was a strong belief in themselves, and then they overcome? We all have that ability. That's not special and unique to just some people. We all have that. It's just, how deserving do you feel? Do you feel you deserve everything you want and more? Or have you limited your awareness because you feel you can only have this in this lifetime, or you can only do this? You know, expand your awareness of what's possible for you, because also you can only ever call into you what you believe is possible to begin with, right? So learning that, Aquarius, during the retrograde, understanding that what you seek is seeking you, that your happiness is mostly derived from finding clarity and peace of mind. Some of you might be looking for travel. I don't think it's during this time. I would not recommend travel over the next 2 months, and I hate to like put a damper on anyone that has travel plans, but I just don't think it's a good idea during this retrograde. I'm just saying. But after November, especially going into 2021, I feel like Aquarius, you're going to really want to expand, travel maybe, try new things. And I think that'll be a good time. But right now is a good time to plan for it while you're getting in this more comfortable energy. So now you have the Sun. And the Seven of Swords. Holy cow, there's a contrast right there. Woo-wee. Okay. So some of you haven't found that true happiness. You're just lying about it or lying to yourself. Not to be negative, Aquarius, you know. Some of you, it's like, you're still in this trajectory of trying to figure out who you are. Nothing wrong with that. But you haven't tapped into the Ten of Cups yet. So not being able to see the forest through the trees. And some of you are trying to put on a happy face, but you don't feel happy. So, like I always tell people, you can't trick Source, because Source acknowledges every thought you have, and you are Source. Go watch that video. So you can't trick yourself. You can't say, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, and internally you're feeling like, I'm lying to myself. You know, so you need to figure out where that seed of doubt is, right? That seed of doubt. Now, if this isn't you, it could be somebody looking upon you, Aquarius, and because they're not in that space, they doubt that you are, because they're thinking that they are understanding how you're feeling and they don't have a clue. In fact, they may be lying to themselves. So it could go either way. Or some of you might be getting like really, really happy. You might have days this week where you're really, really happy. And then days where you're like, yeah, that was just a coincidence. Or like days where oh, okay. You need to get out of the idea that happiness is just only attainable for a certain period of time before more hardship comes in. Some of you gotten into that expectation of like, yeah, I'm happy now, but wait till that other shoe drops. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe that's how it's happened for you in the past. But my gosh, if you want to manifest something you don't want, go ahead and continue that thought. Or you could just say, that was the past. That past is not a precursor to my future. I went through that for a reason, and now I can be happy and sustain it as long as I want. Your choice. All right, so this person's energy is Six of Swords and the Hierophant. So this person's kind of, to start the week, they're a little bit emotionally distant or kind of being led astray, but then they have an epiphany here. So this person's getting enlightenment. This person's getting in alignment. So I'm just going to say this really clearly, and I don't want anyone to take offense. And if you do, that's your problem. But some of you, one person is pretending to be happy and they're not. One person is actually in alignment, even though they may appear to others that they aren't. Isn't that a flip-flop? And I'm not going to say, Aquarian, you're one or the other, because you're going to know which one you are. But really, both have enlightenment. It's just one person is doubting it more than the other. And so there's a difference in the energy here. Like, Aquarius, I feel like some of you are like happy, and then you're questioning like, well, do I deserve to be this happy? Or like you're getting a moment of clarity, and then you're questioning yourself. Could be because someone is, again, judging you. But judgment only affects you if your insecurities allow you to believe that someone's perception of you has anything to do with who you actually are. Again, go back to the message that I got before I pulled any cards, because that's exactly what I feel is happening here. Like you're letting someone possibly get into your ear and be like, make you feel less deserving. And it may or may not be this person you're dealing with. It could be someone totally different. Whoever this is, though, that's highlighted this week, they're starting the week a little bit led astray, but they're going to get it together. They're going to get the answers. They're going to figure it out. They're getting into alignment. They're figuring out where their happiness is, you know. But it might be in their self-doubt that makes you doubt yourself. So be careful. All right, Sagittarian energy, Leo energy, Taurus energies, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Pisces. Oh my gosh, whatever has been cooked for lunch in my house smells so good. Oh yeah, so good. It's so good. I think it's French fries. Do you guys want to know what my favorite food is? I think I've said this on here before. I eat it wherever I go. If it's on the menu, I get it. Takeout, if it's on the menu, getting it. 5-star restaurant, don't care, getting it. You know what it is? Cheese sticks. Ah, Shaylee knew. Cheese sticks. I love cheese sticks. They're terrible for you. It's a breaded, deep fried cheese, and yet I can't say no to it. If I told you guys how often I eat cheese sticks, you would probably be disgusted with me. Let's just say it's more routine than most people. Like, it's part of my routine diet. Surprisingly, my cholesterol is really good. So, maybe it's because my well-being is good. But I love cheese sticks. I never say no to cheese sticks. We keep a deep freezer full of cheese sticks, and it's my go-to. Hey. Oh well. All right, Pisces. You probably drink a lot of wine also. I do like wine, not gonna lie. I really do. And yes, wine goes good with cheese sticks. I love Italian food. I like pizza, pasta, bread, which I think most people find crazy because people think carbs are bad for you, but they ain't never been bad for me, you know. I could eat Italian food every day. All right, Pisces, you have Pluto energy, Mars. Holy cow, this is a big knockout energy here. Scorpio, Aries energy. Mars, like I said, is in retrograde, so you may be feeling this knockout energy this upcoming week. And I don't mean that in a negative way, okay? I mean that, like, this is definitely a renewal energy of your inner self, okay? It is getting back in touch with your personal power, going through different cycles. It can be a very intense and extreme energy that could be what you're coming out of or experiencing this week. But it's helping to fuel your desires of what you want, how you want to live, you know, etc. On the other side of that, it can fuel anger, you know, extremes. So you want to be really careful of that. Like I said, for the collective, you always want to channel this Mars energy in a way to motivate you rather than infuriate you, okay? Because one gives positive momentum and the other is going to totally put you in a downward spiral. So watch your moods. Pisces, you aren't generally a sign that lashes out, so to speak. Not saying you can't, every sign can. But Pisces' approach more for anger is this kind of more passive aggressive approach where you just outsmart them, outwit them, or you just kind of sit back and watch them do whatever, you know. It's like that kind of attitude versus like all up in someone's face. Unless you have Aries in a significant placement, then you certainly can be like that. But I feel this week, you know, you're still going to want to you know, watch your moods, okay? All right. Then you have flawed premises can attract true unwanted evidence. Yeah. It says, if you were to hear a false premise again and again until you yourself began to believe and repeat it, now your own activation of the contradictory vibration would interfere with your sense of intelligence, and you would begin to attract evidence of your belief. That means, like, let me give you an example of what this energy is. You know, it's like believing that someone is up to something. Let's go there with it. Maybe you have a belief that makes you suspicious towards other people's motives. Now, if you believe that long enough that everyone has motives, right, or suspicious motives, whether or not the people you come into contact with actually have suspicious motives, you will somehow find evidence of it in their behavior because you're looking for it. It's called looking for the problem. If you look for the problem, you will always find the problem. If you look for the fault, you will always find the fault, because every subject is two subjects. Who has the choice of which side they see, though? You. Now, what's the downfall of seeing or looking for the negative in someone or something? Because you cannot look at the negative without also looking at the negative within yourself. So choose to look in the other direction. Choose to look into the positive. Don't give yourself false beliefs that don't serve you, right? So just remember, sometimes we get evidence that we're right, but really all we're right about is our internal dialogue that we expect other people to have motives. And it doesn't have to be motives. That was just for some reason, that was the word that I got. It could be anything, you know. Like maybe you think, everyone lies. Well, you'll find liars everywhere then, won't you? Vice versa. Maybe you think that everybody is just trying to do the best they can with the awareness that they have. Then you'll start to look at people with more grace and empathy, with that understanding. So it's all into how you look at things, but also all in how you feel about yourself. Because oftentimes, if you think someone always has bad motives, or you think like people in general suck, you probably have a low self-worth idea about yourself, right? If you think everybody's a liar, it could be that you lie, and you know that you lie, so you just assume everyone else lies. But you might be accidentally telling on yourself by making that proclamation that you assume everybody's a liar, and I'm not saying you do that, Pisces, in particular. I'm giving you examples of how this works. Have you ever seen someone tell on themselves? We tell on ourselves every day the truth of who we are. I have someone in my personal life where they think everybody is out to get them. They think, they really believe that. They really think that everything's a battle, that this world is so disgusting and corrupt and ugh. And they just hate. And they fuel that hate. And then when things happen in the news or in their own life and someone is hateful towards them, they say, aha, you see, I was right. Look at this. Look at how that person treated me. Or look at this. Look at the news. Look how disgusting that is. You see, I'm right. All that person is right about is the hatred they have for themselves. Because you wouldn't be looking for that in the world if you weren't also looking for that in yourself, right? Vice versa, you ever meet someone, I have someone else in my life, where it's like they can always see like the bigger picture or have like some sort of silver lining. And they're like, and then I also know that that person looks for the silver lining in everyone else because they look for it in themselves, right? So your motives always become very clear by the beliefs that you state are that you feel the world is in. When someone says the world is cruel, they've likely experienced cruelty, right? And now they make assumptions. When people say the world is peaceful, that person is likely at peace because our world, our outer world, is nothing but a reflection of our internal belief structures, experiences, and thoughts. That's why we can all live on the same planet and have totally different experiences. Totally different experiences. You could live next door to someone and have a totally different life experience than that person simply because the way that you're thinking about it. I wish people could see their thoughts as like a bubble around them. Like imagine if we all walked around like with bubbles around us, and within the bubbles you could see all the thoughts we've ever thought and where our focus is. Like I feel like my bubble would be like astronomy, dogs, cheese sticks, bad painting, humor, and like if we could all see each other's aura or bubble, and then you could easily see like, oh, that's what that person believes is true. Oh, okay. That's what that person believes is true. Oh, I want to be in that person's bubble. I like that bubble. You know what I'm saying? We could be much more selective sifters, right? But imagine if that was the truth and we were that transparent, that our bubble follows us. It does. Everybody sees you exactly as you are, and you don't even know it. And most people don't have that awareness about themselves. You know, some people, you want to be in their bubble. That's where that term comes from. You want to be in their bubble. It's like, I feel good when I'm around that person. Some people, you want to pop their bubble. You want to get away from their bubble. Like, shoo, bubble. Get out of my bubble. You know what I'm saying? It's because they're expressing their awareness, right? So all that to say, Pisces, you want to be in your bubble? Do other people want to be in your bubble? Do you like the bubbles of the people around you? Be aware, because you're in the driver's seat, yeah? That was the best way I could describe it. This is probably a terrible way to describe it. This is how my brain thinks, though, you know? All right, so you have the Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune here. All right. Really? So here's some inner reflection going on, Pisces, probably about what I just talked about. But some of you this week, you have something here that, because the Wheel of Fortune to me talks about karma and timing, and the Hermit talks about enlightenment. So like I said earlier, there is some kind of like tower energy, not going to lie here. Some very transformative energy. Things may feel a little bit unstable, a little bit out of control, but let it drive you. Think about your bubble, how you want to perceive your bubble, right? And take this week as an opportunity to maybe chill out, get some extra sleep, relax, think about your thoughts, meditate. I get that this is not a good week to go out on the town to explore, not for you, Pisces. I'm not saying don't leave your home and be afraid. No, no, no. I'm just saying this is more of a week about inner renewal than anything. And allowing yourself that grace and allowing yourself that time so you can dedicate to creating a very nice bubble around you, yes? This person over here is in the Knight of Wands, 8 of Wands. This person's taking action, communicating. If you haven't been communicating, with this person, there may be a big change in that. And it's time. But you're so shut off or shut down, you're not open to it. So you might have someone here that's like ready for action, ready to talk, and you're like, I'm in my inner knowing right now. Bubble, you know. You might not want this person in your bubble. And I picked that up in the Pisces reading I posted yesterday. Like, I feel some introversion over here, you know what I'm saying? And like, this person might be a bit much for you. I don't think they're in a negative energy. I just think it's not it's a mismatch to you. Now, this could be interchangeable, of course. You could be in this good action-oriented, fast movement forward pace, and someone may not be feeling that. If so, respect their bubble. But I feel it's more you that wants the inner peace, quiet, space. I keep getting space. You know, and you've got someone over here that just like doesn't know when is when, or doesn't know when to stop or whatever. Or you've been experiencing that, and this week you're like, I'm going to protect my bubble, okay? Nothing wrong with that, Pisces. So, could be dealing with Virgo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Libra, Gemini, Leo. Those are the predominant zodiac signs I have. We did it. Okay. 2 hours, 30 minutes. I'm getting better. I'm going to get down to 2 hours, I think. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this. And thank you for following me. My YouTube keeps growing. That's so awesome. I do go live on Facebook. I like to chat mostly about spirituality on Facebook, not so much YouTube. Just my preference, because my Facebook is more personal to me. So if you want to catch me in, stop it, in my own personal space without all of this, and sometimes without my makeup as well. Although brace yourself for those videos, because these eyebrows don't look like this naturally, y'all. Okay. You can catch me over there. Also, you can catch me on Instagram if you would like. Yeah, I'll link down in the description box below. And Daisy, I'm going to show you my doggy real quick, and then we're going to call it a day. I'm going to go eat cheese sticks. All right. Do, 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 do. Daisy Dizzle. Daisy. Let's give her love. You want to give her some love? Daisy. Wait, let me take this off. Oh, the sugar. Oh, the sugar. See, she doesn't like it. She doesn't like to be on camera. Oh, really? Oh, the sugar. Anyways, peace out, guys. Have a good one. Namaste. Bye.